Genesis 26 talks about how Isaac redug the wells that belonged to his father, Abraham. He and his wife, Rebekah, had plenty of water and beautiful pastures. He signed a peace treaty with King Abimelech. Everything was going great. Seemed like Isaac would be so happy and so fulfilled. But the last verse of this chapter says, Esau's wives made life miserable for Isaac and Rebekah. Here Isaac had all these great things happening: favor, abundance, peace. Then this one verse, there's no context, there are no details, doesn't tell us what these wives did, how they made their lives miserable. Why was this seemingly random fact included in the scripture? It wasn't a coincidence. God was showing us if we don't stay on guard, even though we're blessed, even though we have favor, we can let people steal our joy. Don't be surprised if Esau's wives show up in your life. Relatives, neighbors, co-workers, they can get on your nerves, do things to aggravate you. Isaac could have kept his thermostat. He could have not given away his power, ignored it, but he didn't keep his walls up. He let it get on the inside. I don't want us to come to the end of life and it be said about us, we were blessed, we had favor, but someone made us miserable. We lived upset, bitter, angry. Well, Joel, when my boss quits being disrespectful, when my neighbor stops saying things about me, when my cousin quits leaving me out, then I'll be happy again. Well, the fact is, they may not change, but you can change. Get your thermostat back. Quit giving them your power. Life is too short to let your happiness depend on how someone else treats you. Don't put your happiness in their hands. You can't control what they do, but you can control what you do. Keep your walls up. You have a destiny to fulfill. There's an assignment for you to accomplish. You can't be your best if you're upset, offended, trying to pay people back. Let it go. God is your vindicator. When you ignore the negative comments, overlook the insults, have a good attitude when people are trying to discredit you, you are passing the test. God will take care of those who oppose you. He may not stop them from doing it, but He won't let it stop you. David was 17 years old when he heard Goliath taunting the people of Israel. Something rose up in him, and he went out with the slingshot, slung the rock, brought down the giant. Some troublemakers you need to confront. God will give you the grace to defeat them, but most of them are not going to go away that quickly. David defeated Goliath in a few minutes, but his real enemy was King Saul. He didn't go away. He kept pestering David for much of his life. David went to the palace to serve King Saul. He was his armor bearer. He would play the harp when Saul was depressed, and it would help bring healing. But when Saul heard people singing about how he had killed thousands, but David had killed tens of thousands, Saul became jealous. He couldn't handle David being more prominent and more revered. And some people are fine as long as you stay at their level. But when God starts to promote you and give you more honor, influence, don't be surprised if they can't handle it. They get jealous, start finding fault, being critical. If you let that in, it will poison your spirit. You'll become critical of the people that are critical of you, and it'll keep you from rising higher. You have to be mature enough to walk away. Don't get drawn into that battle. It's a distraction. And one day, while David was playing the harp, Saul threw a spear and tried to kill David. David ducked, and it barely missed him. Earlier, when David heard the insults, he ran toward Goliath. He thought, I'm going to fight this troublemaker. But this time, when he was disrespected, he ducked. He didn't confront Saul like he did Goliath. He knew Saul was anointed by God, and he wasn't going to touch God's anointed. The principle is you have to know when to fight and when to walk away. You're not supposed to confront every troublemaker. They may be throwing spears, disrespectful, trying to make you look bad. Most of the time, you need to duck, ignore it, and move on. David had to flee for his life, and he spent years on the run in the desert with King Saul chasing him. Was it fair? He hadn't done anything wrong. He could have been bitter, angry, and I'm going to get revenge. I'm going to pay him back. But David kept his walls up. At one point, he had the opportunity to kill Saul. He could have put an end to this problem, but he wouldn't do it. He kept passing the test. How you handle people that do you wrong will determine how high you can go. If you get upset and offended, try to pay everyone back, it's going to limit your growth. But when you do like David, even when it's unfair, you stay on the high road. You keep that offense out of your spirit. You duck when you could easily fight. You are passing the test. See, before David could take the throne, he didn't just have to defeat Goliath, not just confront a troublemaker, he had to walk away from a troublemaker. He had to ignore the disrespect. And to reach your destiny, there will be Sauls, people that offend, people that are rude, don't give you credit. Like David, you're doing the right thing, but they find fault. That's not Goliath, that's Saul. Ignore it. Don't let it get in your spirit. 1 Peter 2 says, follow the example of Christ. He did not retaliate when he was insulted. He did not threaten to get even when he was done wrong. He left his case in the hands of God. How much more peace would we have if we'd start leaving our cases in the hands of God? How much more would we enjoy our life if we didn't retaliate when we're insulted? We didn't live trying to get even. We weren't frustrated over people at work that are stirring up trouble. Instead of fighting, we ducked. We walked away knowing that God is fighting for us. Are there some things you need to leave in the hands of God? People that did you wrong, what somebody said, that spear they threw that almost took you out, that coworker that cost you a promotion. Now you're stressed, blood pressure's high, can't sleep well. You're trying to solve the case, fix the case, prove the case. This can save you a lot of heartache. You can leave that case in the hands of God. He'll make the wrongs right. He sees the spears they've thrown. He's heard the negative comments, the betrayals, the jealousy. None of that can keep you from your destiny unless you let the offense get in you and poison your spirit. You get distracted in battles you're not supposed to fight. You don't have to retaliate. God will vindicate you better than you can vindicate yourself. This takes all the pressure off. It's very freeing when you understand you don't have to change people. You don't have to convince them to be for you, make them like you. Just keep taking the high road, honoring God, and He'll get you to where you're supposed to be. 1 Samuel 18 says, Saul remained David's enemy for the rest of his life. It's interesting that God didn't change Saul. Saul didn't suddenly decide that he liked David and he's going to quit trying to harm him. I don't mean to depress us, but some of those troublemakers may not change. Some of the people that don't like you, say things that aren't true, that won't respect you, they may be that way their whole life. The question is your happiness dependent on whether Saul quits bothering you? On whether that relative quits demeaning you? You're putting your power in their hands. I'm asking you to take your power back. Quit giving them your thermostat. God didn't promise He's going to change them, but He did promise they cannot keep you from your destiny. What God has purposed for your life is not dependent on whether they approve you, accept you, validate you. Quit worrying about what they think. Quit spending time and energy trying to defend yourself. Those are distractions. You're never going to get rid of all the negative chatter, and relatives saying this, a coworker stirring things up. You don't have time for all that pettiness. God has put greatness in you. He has destined you to leave your mark, to set a new standard for your family. If you'll leave it in His hands, He will take care of those who are trying to stop you.